Changing Africa's educational thoughts. Spring of talents, web of passion, amazing, basic unity, innovation, according community, equity, and standards, transforming Africa's education. We espouse perspectives and vast scholarship, we research vision, dignity and truth, we facilitate teaching and learning in all disciplines and cultures, transforming Africa's education. AAU, the pillar of higher learning, spearheading Africa's development. AAU, one of friendship, power, fellowship, partnership for higher education. Africa's intellectual advancement are focused to achieve African goals. We espouse perspectives and vast scholarship. We research vision, dignity and truth. We facilitate teaching and learning in all disciplines and cultures, transforming Africa's education.
A very warm welcome to all of us, distinguished executives, ladies and gentlemen gathered here today. It's been 57 years since the establishment of Africa's apex continental higher education body, the Association of African Universities. And this week, we are commemorating this important milestone through the Africa Universities Day celebration. On behalf of the Secretary General of the AAU, Professor Olushola Oyewole, on behalf of the AAU governing board members, our distinguished member universities, and all staff of the AAU at the Secretariat and regional offices, we wish to warmly welcome you all to the celebrations. And we thank you very much for joining us here today. My name is Felicia Nkuma Kwagbaji, and I'll be your facilitator for today's engagement. Please note that we have interpretation services available in English, in French, and Portuguese. So let's use the channels as needful. And then also let's try and use the chat box to introduce ourselves, as well as the Q&A for posting questions only. This year's celebration theme, Educate an Africa Fit for the 21st Century, building resilient education systems for increased access to inclusive, lifelong, quality, and relevant learning in Africa, is aligned to recognize the year 2024 as the African Year of Education. For the first time, the African Union Commission has emphasized education as a central theme, with the decision to prioritize education in 2024 being inspired by the Global Summit on Transforming Education, which was hosted by the United Nations Secretary General in September 2022. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Africa Universities Day is a key statutory event on the AAU's calendar, and it's been observed annually to commemorate the founding of the association on November 12, 1967 in Rabat, Morocco, as well as to highlight the contributions of the higher education sector to the development of the African continent. Throughout this week, we have lined up a rich bouquet of activities, and I'll briefly touch on them as follows. On Monday, which is today, we are hosting the members event, which also seeks to promote collaboration among our AAU members. Indeed, as the AAU, our very essence is to serve you, our cherished members. And therefore, there's no better way than to really start off our celebrations with a special event for you, our members. We will also shortly be hearing, as part of today's session, about a highly successful case of distance education from one of our member universities, Universidad Abeta UNICED. And then on Tuesday, we would be marking the official Africa Universities Day celebration. This will start off with a welcome address by the AU President, Professor Bakri Said Osman. We would also have goodwill remarks from the African Union, as well as from Marcus Garvey Institute for Human Development. This will be followed by a keynote presentation by the AAU Secretary General, Professor Olushola Oyewole. And following his keynotes, there would be responses by discussants to really engage with the issues to be raised by Prof. Oyewole. And then we would all have the chance during the Q&A session to also contribute to the key discussions. On Wednesday and Thursday, we would have regional and global partners days, where opportunity will be created for our regional and global partners to share what opportunities they have with us and to share their various activities with all of us as stakeholders as well. So we would have presentation from institutions such as the Taylor and Francis, from the AAU Southern Africa Regional Office, which is hosted by the Women's University of Africa in Zimbabwe. We would also have a presentation by the Afrobarometer, and all of these are happening on Wednesday, as well as one from the Marcus Garvey Institute for Human Development and Center for Global Affairs, which is based in the USA. And then on Thursday as well, we continue with day 2 of the Regional and Global Partners Day. We would have a presentation focusing on AI and emerging technologies in higher education. And this will be hosted by the University of Nottingham in the UK, which also happens to be the university hosting the AAU's European Regional Office. And then we would also have a presentation by the Ethical Data Institute and the AAU Europe Regional Office as well as a presentation by the African Charter on Transformative Research Collaboration. And this is by the University of South Africa, UNISA, and the University of Cape Town, UCT, as well as others. Then on Friday would be the final day where various projects would be making presentations on initiatives that are contributing to the theme, which is educating Africans fit for the 21st century. I take that again. Educating Africans fit for the 21st century. And we would feature presentations from the African Higher Education Centers of Excellence Initiative, as well as a presentation on ADIS 14 and recognition of certificates. And then finally, there would be a presentation on the contribution of ACTS and PACWA to quality African higher education. So that would be the program for the week. We want to thank all of you for joining once again. For those of us who have joined, we would encourage us to post our information, our name, which institution we are connecting from. Please feel free to share your email address as well, because the purpose of this platform is to promote collaboration and for someone to see who we are and what we are doing, so that if they are interested, then they can connect with us even after the event. Honorable guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the sake of those of us who may be joining us for the first time, please permit me to use the next few minutes to brief us about the Association of African Universities. The Association of African Universities, as I mentioned earlier, was established in 1967 as an initiative of African higher education leaders with the cardinal functions of coordinating and networking higher education institutions at the continental level and providing leadership in developing and promoting common visions for Africa's higher education. The association, with its headquarters in Accra, Ghana, has grown from the initial membership of 34 public universities to now over 450 member higher education institutions from 48 countries across Africa, across Asia, Europe, and North America. The AAU is the only higher education association with a continent-wide scope that embraces all forms of disciplinary orientation. Its broad-based nature, inclusiveness, and capacity have made AAU the main voice for and convener of all higher education stakeholders on general higher education matters in Africa. Since 1964, the AAU's outstanding support and advocacy for member universities teaching, their learning, research, scholarship, and community engagement activities have demonstrated the value of its commitment to Africa's higher education sector. The AAU has excelled in applied research in STEM and other disciplinary fields, championing the concept of African higher education centers of excellence supporting university linkages with external stakeholders, strengthening African research and development networks to promote research and enhance the capacity of Africa to contribute to global pool of knowledge and innovation, as well as has also been lobbying for the establishment of a continental quality assurance and accreditation agency, as well as strengthening internal quality assurance systems in African higher education institutions, amongst a host of other initiatives that the AAU has been undertaking. At the launch of the AAU's current strategic plan on August 14, 2024, the AAU announced the following as its new focal areas for the period 2024 to 2030. Please, I would beg that you give me a minute so that I can share these very important focus areas for all of us, our attention. Okay, if any of the technical team members can confirm, they can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. As I mentioned earlier, the AAU's vision, mission, motto, and values are displayed over here. Our vision is to be the leading advocate for higher education in Africa, with the capacity to provide support for our member institutions in meeting national, continental, and global needs. Its vision is to enhance the quality and relevance of higher education in Africa and to strengthen its contribution to Africa's development. At the AU, we operate a value-based system underpinned by values such as transparency, accountability, equity and inclusiveness, teamwork, responsiveness, excellence, and professionalism. Our strategic focus for this duration, 2024 to 2030, are as follows. It includes research, focusing on higher education, on science and technology, climate change, sustainable development goals, on quality assurance and relevance of universities to development, amongst others. Another key focal area relates to higher education access and mobility. We believe that we all have to come together as stakeholders to improve on access and mobility, which has been a key issue as far as higher education in Africa is concerned. And AAU has programs and will be introducing programs focusing on promoting staff exchanges, focusing on youth mobility schemes, staff mobility schemes, and then the Steady in Africa program. Another key area that AAU is focusing on within this strategic period duration would be on responding to emerging issues that may come up. Emerging issues that have also come up, which we need to strengthen our role as African higher education institutions. And these include the area of artificial intelligence and machine learning, art, culture, and social science in African higher education, digital skills development, amongst others. Then again, there's also higher education capacity building and empowerment, an area which AAU is really strongly noted for in terms of developing leadership and management capacity for Africa's higher education. Would also be looking at organizing various webinars and MOOCs as part of the capacity building initiatives. We would also be promoting regional integration as well as academia industry linkages. Since our establishment in 1967, AAU has been organizing various activities under these broad areas. We want to continue and to further strengthen what we have been doing as far as these areas are concerned. AAU is also focusing on building the African higher education space. And what does this entail? It means that AAU would be focusing on some key activities and initiatives such as the African credit transfer schemes, would be promoting various regional integration in Africa. We would also be looking at digitalization and data collection. We want to promote quality assurance and accreditation. And as we would hear on Friday, our project on HAQUA is mainly promoting this aspect. AU is also working with various partners in terms of promoting harmonization of the African higher education space. Another key aspect that AU is focusing on within this duration relates to the African higher education centers of excellence. And as we know, AAU has served as the regional facilitation unit for the World Bank-sponsored ACE Impact Project, African Centers of Higher Education project, since its inception in 2015. And under this initiative, there are various activities that the association has been undertaking, mainly working with all the centers established in Africa to ensure quality research. Under the project as well, there's university-industry linkages, entrepreneurship and commercialization, as well as working with the centers to generate revenue to support the core activities of universities, teaching, learning, research, and community engagement. And beyond the project as well, AU, through its various activities, has been undertaking and promoting university industry linkages, for instance, in various ways. AAU would continue to serve as the platform for advocacy and for collaboration, where we are promoting regional integration. As we can see, regional integration seems to be running through the various key focal areas. So it's an area that we really want to focus on, and we want to promote and strengthen what we do, as well as engaging the various governments to promote favorable higher education policies in the various countries. There's also the AAU Diaspora Program. The association would shortly become producing a compendium of African academicians in the diaspora. So we really want to encourage all those of us connected from the diaspora here, please watch out for this and ensure your details are in. We believe that, and as the Secretary General has been saying, Africans in the diaspora can actually have a lot to offer to our institutions. They can serve as faculty members that can still teach from wherever they are, and African universities will benefit greatly from this, amongst a host of other initiatives, including exchange programs that we can be doing, both for academics and for students as well as the annual African Academic Diaspora Homecoming Summit. AU has been organizing this and this activity over the years, and we want to continue doing this. I think the others are there. There's the Diaspora Give Back to Africa program, and all of these are soon to be rolled out. Let's remember this strategic plan is from 2024 to 2030. So we still have a long way to go, and we'll be rolling out all of these programs very soon. There's also the AAU television and public broadcasting. I'm sure a number of us here have been following the AAU television, which is AAU special television station that is focusing on projecting critical higher education issues. So if you follow the AAU television, you are sure to be updated and to be abreast in terms of the key issues happening in Africa's higher education space. We also offer this to our member institutions to use it as part of expanding their visibility more widely across the continent. It is also very active on the AAU social media platforms, its X platform, its Facebook and websites as well. So would invite and encourage all of us to search for these platforms and follow for relevant news as far as higher education is concerned. We also have various continental initiatives, collaborations, and networking activities. I earlier mentioned the Africa Quality Rating Mechanism, which is a tool that is available to all our members for us to do a self-assessment in terms of where are we as far as quality assurance and as far as quality-related activities are concerned in institutions. This is a tool which is available, and AU can easily make it available to us. We would invite you to write to any of our emails, and then we can make this available to all of us. Again, the African Research, Innovation and Development Network, AFRID, is an initiative that has been rolled out under the leadership of Professor Olusola Oyewele, and it is an initiative that is seeking mainly to promote networking among African researchers. Researchers that undertake research in similar themes are being brought together to strengthen their skills, to strengthen their contribution. We all know that Africans' contribution to the knowledge product, as far as research is concerned, is very low. The percentage is very low. And so AFRID is our strategy of ensuring that we are bringing core stakeholders that are in similar fields together to be able to work together, to be able to write for grants together, and to be able to publish together and overall collaborate and be stronger so that we move as one force as far as African higher education is concerned. It is also seeking to brand African universities as well as promoting the Study in Africa program. That would be it as far as a strategic plan and its focus is concerned. I think I can stop sharing now. Thank you all very much. At this point, I would like to invite Miss Edith Lowry, who is our membership officer, to take us through the next activity. Mainly, Edith would mainly be introducing the new members that AU has admitted within the last few months. So, Miss Edith Lowry, if you are ready, I think you can take the floor. Thank you all very much for your attention. Is Miss Edith Lowry ready for us? She will join us shortly. I saw her connected earlier. Okay, please unmute. We can see you, but you've muted. Can you please put it on presentation mode? And you've muted as well, so we can't hear you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kwagbeji. That was a wonderful presentation. Good day, everyone. My name is Edith Lowry, and I'll be taking you through the welcome session of our newly admitted members. So between November and July this year, November last year and July this year, we admitted 16 institutions. We admitted 14 to full membership and then 2 to associate membership. We would like to welcome them with their desk officers. And let me start so that we don't waste so much time here. Thank you. So we'd like to welcome the University of Luanda in Angola. And then the desk officer for the University of Luanda will be Adao Francisco Pedro Lucas. And next, we'll be welcoming the Arab Academy for Management, Banking and Financial Sciences in Egypt. And we have Mr. Safi Elisau as the desk officer. Next, we have the Matu University in Ethiopia. And then we have Professor Habkamu Wondimu as the desk officer. We welcome the William V. S. Tubman University in Liberia. And then we have Dr. Maria Faye Rebecca Guetta. We welcome the Abdul Malik Esadi University in Morocco. And we have Dr. Yasmin Lebadi as the desk officer. We welcome the Ibn Tofail University in Morocco. And we have Professor Adil Echil as the desk officer. We welcome the Sidi Mohammed bin Abdullah University in Morocco. And we have Professor El Mustafa El Hadrami as a desk officer. We welcome the Lagos State University of Science and Technology, Ikorodu in Nigeria. And we have Dr. Samuel Okielu Omogoye as the desk officer. We welcome the Plateau State University, Boko in Nigeria, and we have Dr. Fom Dakwak as their DEX officer. We welcome the Lagos State University of Education in Nigeria, and we have Dr. Olumoyiwa Anthony Viatunu as a DEX officer. Next, we have the Boston City campus. And then we have, that is from South Africa. Then we have Mr. Denver Greg as their DEX officer. We welcome the now University of Science and Technology, Somalia. And we have Mr. Mose Mohammed Hassan as their DEX officer. We welcome the Al Yamok College in Sudan. And we have Dr. Kasim Al-Zuhari as their DEX officer. We would like to welcome Mountain of the Moon University in Uganda. And we have Mr. Brian Rugumayo as their DEX officer. So we move to the associate members. We welcome the British American University in the USA. So the AAU's constitution was actually amended to allow us admit non-African universities. This is to enable our member universities to collaborate with these international universities. That's how come you are seeing British American University. We have other universities too, like the Lincoln University College in Malaysia. We have the Al Qasimiyah University in the UAE. We also have the UI International University in Germany. And then for the British American University, we have Professor Dr. Ijoma Blessing Enumaka as their DEX officer. We have the Thomas Adewomi University in Nigeria, and we have Dr. Adekemi Titilayo Dahunsi as their DEX officer. We'd like to briefly take our newly admitted DEX officer through why we need DEX officers, and then what they also benefit as DEX officers of the institution. So the AAU activities and interventions kept expanding year after year, and because of that, we needed to expand. And due to that, we established the regional offices, as already mentioned by Felicia in her presentation. We have the China office, we have the European office, which is being hosted by the University of Nottingham. We have the Southern American office, which is being hosted by the University of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. We also have the Southern African office, which is being hosted by the African Women University in Harare, Zimbabwe. We also have the Nigerian office. We have the Egypt office, which is being hosted by the Al-Azhar University. We have the Sudan office, which is also hosted by the University of Khartoum. This was done, and then we also started with DEX officers. These are contact persons in the university that the AAU deals with directly. So the roles of the AAU DEX officers. The AAU DEX officers respond to information requests from the AAU Secretariat. They also help to disseminate opportunities shared by the AAU. They encourage university staff and students to subscribe to the mailing list. They also support the celebration of the annual African University Week and other AAU events. They create awareness on the goals and missions of the AAU to the university community. Benefits for DEX officers. Special events, capacity building trainings for DEX officers in areas of marketing, branding, and communications are being given to DEX officers. And then participation in AAU events, and then also certificates of service and result-oriented service benefits. So we have a few important notices to our members. We encourage all our member universities to engage the AAU for all their capacity building needs. We encourage them to also respond positively to our requests for hosting of AAU events, especially the members-only events. We also encourage them to disseminate information from the Secretariat and their regional offices. And then we encourage each and every member or staff in the member universities to serve as ambassadors of the AAU wherever they find themselves. And we are encouraging each and every member university to share with us their short publicity videos between 2 minutes to 3 minutes. You can send it to membership@aau.org. And we would like to request all associate members who wish to upgrade their membership status to contact membership@aau.org. We'll help them with a process to upgrade to full membership. And then for vice chancellors who are yet to nominate their DEX officers, we kindly request that you send us your nominations via membership@aau.org. We encourage each and every member university to also participate in all AAU member events. And then we encourage all our member universities to engage with the AAU television. Either you want us to do a documentary for you, or you wish for us to cover your events, whether your congregation, your matriculation, you can just write to us, send an email to aautv@aau.org. And then we would like to also encourage all our member universities to pay their outstanding membership dues. If you have any dues that you are to pay, you are yet to pay, and you have any challenge, kindly write to us on membership@aau.org. Thank you very much. I'll hand over to Felicia. You can follow us on all our online platforms, the AAU television, that is the AAU TV, that is TV@aau, tv.aau.org. And then the main, we have the www.aau.org, that's our website. We have the blogs, we have the ACE, that is the ACE.aau.org. We have our social media, the Twitter @AAU67, that is X, now X @AAU67. We have the Facebook AAU67. We have the YouTube Association of African Universities. And you join our mailing list by following this link, that is the www.aau.org/AAU-newsletter. And then you can contact us on membership@aau.org or info@aau.org. Thank you very much. I hand over now to Dr. Kwagbeji.